Hi Gemini, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. So today is your love forecast between July 2016 and December 2016. I'm sorry if this is not going to be a very long reading. I have been inundated with all of the private readings that I'm doing at the moment. Some massive emails I'm writing up alongside the other private readings that I'm doing at the moment. So as you can imagine, it's a very busy time, and I've still yet to record today all of the generals for July. So it's a pretty hefty Wednesday for me. But usually how I do the love readings, Gemini, very quickly, is I start off with a 9-card spread, and then I add clarifiers to each of those 9 cards just to open up the reading. Now, sometimes I can find a couple of stories running throughout. Sometimes it might be the one, sometimes it might be 3 stories. I try to make things applicable to everybody, okay? But yeah, there's a real good sense of happiness in some of your reading for love between July and December 2016, Gemini. I mean, for some of you, I will be honest, okay? I do feel that, you know, we've got the 8 of Swords showing here in the first card, along with the 5 of Wands. So immediately I can see for love over the next 6 months, some of you guys might be feeling restricted in a relationship. I feel that is, well, it doesn't really gel, because the 5 of Wands often means restriction. Now, sometimes this can be a competitive energy. Sometimes it can be a case of that you're working somewhere and you like someone and everybody's vying for that person's attention. But because I'm putting the cards together, as I always say, Gemini, when you do tarot, a good way to do tarot is look at the interaction, the key words of the cards. So if I were to look at the 8 of Swords, it would mean for me mental restriction, or feeling restricted in terms of you know, movement, in terms of maybe expressing yourself within a relationship. And that's because there is real kind of blocked energy here, I feel, with this 5 of Wands. 5 of Wands does mean also that people cannot agree, so there's non-agreement. Everybody feels that they are in the right, so they're all kind of putting their 2 pence worth forth, and, you know, there's no kind of resolution. That's why we often say with the 5 of Wands, sometimes it's just better to walk away, because there's no agreement with that card. There's no way that there can be, really. If we were to look at it in terms of a conflicting situation that's going on, Gemini, there's no way that you can agree with this. And I feel that this is why we have the restriction card, the 8 of Swords, that says, for some of you guys, you might be feeling that there is a relationship that you're in that might be restricting you as an individual. It might be restricting the things that, it might be restricting yourself, of your sense of self-expression, okay? Maybe you have, for some of you guys, you've got a quite a possessive partner, or an overbearing partner potentially. But I do feel that there is a sense of, for some of you, needing to move out of that restrictive type of energy over the next 6 months. And you do, because we've got the 5 of Swords directly below. Now, when you get a 5 of Swords, and this is really you guys, because you're swords, you're air, and when you get air, it's really about the way that we're thinking, our speech, our communication, and struggle. So remember, when you get swords, all the suits, remember, Gemini, represent a certain thing in life, okay? Because the tarot is just a reflection of the lives that we lead. So swords, thought, communication, struggle, okay? That's what the swords represent. So you're Gemini, all right? You've often got choices to make. You're very, very mental, as, I don't mean mad, but well, you're an air sign. So a lot of your decisions, I feel, will arise from the need to be quite logical around stuff as well. And I feel that this is, a lot of this is thought restriction, and a lot of it is also communicative restriction as well. I do feel that you overcome this, though, because I see separation here. When you get the 5 of Swords, it's separating oneself from a situation in which it's quite futile. The fight is futile with the 5 of Swords, okay? So the 5 of Swords, this guy, as you can see here, is holding up a sword because he's beat off his opponents. Sometimes this can mean that you overcome negative thoughts, or you overcome the very thing that you felt was holding you back. Sometimes this can mean that you fight off an opponent. But I do see a separation happening here, and I feel it will be for the best. And I feel that for some of you Geminis, this is what you're going to want, because we also see independence after that Five of Swords. Okay, so I do feel that you guys, for any of you guys who might be kind of resonating with this first section of the reading, I do feel that there is a restrictive energy for some of you guys in a relationship, and it's kind of, there's no way out of it. It's not like anything can be, I don't feel that anything can be revived from this. There is the potential though if you're working with options, because the Nine of Pentacles can often mean working with options. Okay, the Pentacles are the options, but often I've seen this card simply to mean it's somebody who now has options. They're now free to come and go and do as they please. And this is because you seem to have overcome with the Five of Swords a very difficult relationship. I feel that it's one where there is non-agreement with that Five of Wands, and one that might have kept you quite restricted in terms of your freedom of expression, of thought, even communication, and maybe even to come and go as you please and to do what you want. I feel that you need freedom, because there's a restrictive card that shows here first, but there's a very freeing card that shows here, just diagonally to it. And this comes through overcoming this. When you get fives in a reading, they mean change. Okay? The fives always lead on to a change, because even though the fives mean struggle as well, and they do mean difficulty a lot of the time, it also means in a way that you learn something from that and you're able to move forward. What we see here then is, next is the Page of Swords. And for some of you guys, when you get the Page of Swords, yes, it can mean difficult communication in a relationship, definitely. And especially as it's below this Five of Swords. You know, Five of Swords is combative, all right? And the Page of Swords can mean, well, the communication between you and a loved one is quite difficult with these two cards. But maybe for some of you guys, if you work with options, okay, so if you let go a little bit, and you work with the options and what you do have in the relationship with that Nine of Pentacles, maybe there is an agreement that you can reach and there's a reunion happening. Okay, so they're coming together finally with that Three of Cups. For some of you guys, I feel the Page of Swords means standing up for the truth. Not just, it's not just an argumentative card when it comes to love. This is a card that means literally standing in your own truth and standing in your own power. It's about having new, fresh ideas that you are now willing to strike on. And you're now willing to go out there and kind of be your own person and be yourself. So for some of you guys, I do see you moving out of this very restrictive energy of the Eight of Swords and also that Five of Wands. And you're standing, it seems, in your own truth. And it looks like you're now looking to initiate and work on new ways of being, new thought patterns, new ideas, because the Page of Swords is often the card of new ideas. For some of you guys, the Page of Swords could be a younger lover coming in, potentially, air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, like yourself. I feel that this is you, though, Page of Swords. Okay, but I would usually, you know, if we were looking at a person, potentially this is someone who, fairly intelligent. If you're over the age of 21, this person might be considerably younger than you. Well, if you're 21, don't go out with a 14-year-old or anything. But what I'm saying is, if, say, for example, you're over the age of 35 or something, this person might be in their early 20s, okay? And it might be that you meet this person on a night out, Three of Cups. But I feel that for some of you guys, you're really just in the next 6 months, especially if you've been in a really restrictive relationship, I do feel that you're going to be looking simply to have some fun and maybe even just to take some time out on your own, because I do see these two cards, the two top cards, as being really, really restrictive energies together. The Eight of Swords and Five of Wands, and for me they speak for themselves. Okay, one signifies restriction, Eight of Swords, one signifies frustration. I do feel that there's frustration in a very, very restrictive relationship for some of you guys, but I do see over the next 6 months you're going to definitely be coming out of that. Okay, it'll either be that you come out of it and you live on your own, you do your own thing, you enjoy time with your friends. So even though you might be single here, you do have a lot of friendships with that Three of Cups. For some of you guys, I do feel that, yes, you may win the day and you may be quite happy doing your own thing. But this Page of Swords says, I'm now ready to initiate new things, new ideas and work on them. And there's real celebration around that. For some of you guys, this could be another air sign coming into your life. It might be slightly younger, but with the Three of Cups, it says that you have a good time. So we go from the top of the reading, the Eight of Swords, where some of you guys may have been feeling quite restrictive in a relationship, down to the Three of Cups, where now there is definite freedom. So it's absolutely marvellous for some of you guys who might have been restricting yourselves in a relationship up until now. The next story that I'm seeing is, I feel that there's a lot of healing coming in for some of you guys in terms of love. Okay. We've got the Star card here. We've got 3 healing cards, which is why I feel that this is royal healing happening here. Because we've got the Star and we've got the Queen of Cups showing together. And both cards suggest to me a real sense of going inward and really kind of overcoming something. So if some of you guys have been out of a relationship for a certain amount of time, I feel within the next 6 months you're really going to be getting your shit together and you're really going to be healing as individuals, okay? Because the Star card means all sorts of things. It means clarity, it means healing, it means having faith, it means trusting in the universe, and so does the Queen of Cups, because she is a great healer. And it's amazing with these cards, but they almost say to me time is a good healer, okay? Time is a good healer, okay? It doesn't really matter when you heal as long as you heal. I just feel that now is the time for some reason with this Star card and also the Queen of Cups energy, okay? The Queen of Cups can be seen as a Cancerian as well. So some of you guys might just be coming into this energy now, or not long ago in June. You may have been coming into this energy now or not long ago. I really get a sense that a lot of you guys are going to be understanding who you are as people. A relationship may not have worked out for some of you guys, but there will be a clear understanding of this, because the Queen of Cups is not just about healing, but she's also being a card that suggests I can put myself in somebody else's shoes and see the world through their eyes. And from that, I'm able to kind of find the solutions that I'm looking for internally on a very emotional basis. And I feel that with this Star card, it says, you know, finally I'm washing away all of the sadness and oppression that I may have felt long ago, or I may have felt about a situation that has taken me now up to this point. We also have another card that shows you guys in recovery if you have been out of a relationship but might still be focusing on one, because we've got the Four of Swords. Four of Swords to me is to be in recovery. Often you get this card where somebody is recovering from some real mental anguish. It's a time to take stock, to relax, to go inside, to be very kind of introspective, to be very retrospective about one's life, to kind of muse and even pray. There's a lot of meditation. I feel with this Star card as well, there's a lot of, you know, it's really funny because some of you guys has probably come to this reading and thinking, yeah, we're going to find out about a new man, and it's just like, well, I'm not really seeing anything essentially new as yet. Because I feel that for some of you guys, you need to stabilise yourself. It's just suggesting in this second reading that there needs to be an air of stability with you, because alongside that Four of Swords, we do have the Four of Pentacles as well. Now, sometimes in a love reading, the Four of Pentacles can mean someone who is possessive. It can have a very negative connotation sometimes, but this is only if you see, relate this to being someone who is your partner. And I don't relate this Four of Pentacles to being a partner in this particular section of the reading, only because everything else is so good. There's nothing negative in this second section. Everything in this reading is very good. Very good indeed. I do feel that, yes, the Four of Pentacles suggests to me that you're going to be looking at your own security, okay? And this is through healing. It's almost like you pick yourselves up again. For some of you guys who might have gone through a really tough time and are now single, and going through that stage of thinking, you know, I really want a relationship to come in for me. But I do get a sense here that before you can have this relationship, it's not to say it's not going to come in the 6 months, Cancerians especially, and I feel that this is definitely for those of you who are single at the moment, that there is a sense of wanting a relationship, but you're in recovery here. I do feel strongly, Gemini, that you're definitely in recovery mode in the next 6 months. You're getting over something, because we have 3 cards that suggest healing and recovery. The Star, Queen of Cups and the Four of Swords, all three cards actually represent that within the tarot very, very, very strongly. And I feel it has been a time of, it will be a time of introspection for you. But it's a necessary one because you're trying to build yourself up again with the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so for some of you guys, if love doesn't come in the next 6 months, just use it as a time to work on who you are as an individual. Okay, don't feel that the gods are against you, or why me, or why don't I ever have a relationship, or why can't I ever find anyone. You know, especially if you've come out of a relationship not long ago, these four cards said to me, take time to really kind of build yourself back up, build your strength back up. For some of you guys, I am seeing birth. Definitely birth coming in over the next 6 months, because we've got the Empress and the Sun showing together. And when you get an Empress and a Sun card together, it means birth, it means conception. Sometimes this Sun card can mean the birth of a baby boy as well. Okay? So some of you guys might actually be with a partner looking forward to a birth over the next 6 months as well. I have to look at the Queen of Cups because she's very knowing and she's very intuitive. I have to look at this, even though you're not Queen of Cups, this is how you feel for some of you ladies, especially if you're pregnant. You'll ultimately know that you're pregnant in the next 6 months. And the Empress and the Sun can mean some, well, it's usually Empress and Ace of Cups, I believe, or Ace of Wands that represent conception. But for some of you guys, it might be with the Queen of Cups that you're going through that incubation period where you're just taking things easy. And I do feel that within the next 6 months, some of you are going to be giving birth, maybe a baby boy. Sometimes when you get the Empress and the Sun card, it can mean giving birth to a baby boy. Beautiful. Absolutely stunning cards. Really, really good. But definitely, I mean, if we were to look at the Empress not in terms of pregnancy, like physical pregnancy, but more metaphoric pregnancy, metaphorical, you know, symbolic pregnancy. It's about self-development with that Empress card. And I do, you know, it's a really strange thing with this reading, but I just get the sense that this second reading is so strongly saying to me that if you are single and if you don't meet anybody over the next 6 months, don't take it to heart, because it's a real chance for you to work on who you are. Gemini, as individuals, seriously, it's such a good time over the next 6 months. It really, really is. It's such a beautiful set of cards I'm looking at for the middle section. For if you're single and nobody comes along, it's brilliant, because it's just the recovery that I'm seeing in you guys, especially if nobody in particular, if nobody special comes along. The recovery and the way that you are developing in terms of who you are is just beautiful to see in this reading. We'll go through this one more time because I do love it so much. You know, we've got the Star card. To me, the Star always represents, when it comes to healing, pouring away the tears, pouring away the water, pouring away the emotion, pouring away whatever's left over. Because you suddenly reach that point of clarity that yes, you are going in the right direction. The Queen of Cups again is another one of these healing cards. But she's able to look at a situation for what it is. And she's going through that motion, but she's like the High Priestess. But to me, she's far more proactive than a High Priestess card. It's almost like she has much more to deal with in terms of emotions than the High Priestess. The High Priestess is more spiritually based. This is far more, this is a spiritual card as well as being a very highly emotional card. So this is you guys really going inward and really looking at who you are as individuals. Okay? I do feel that you are healing with both of those cards, and you're in recovery here. I feel with this Four of Swords energy. Definite recovery. Because you're trying to build your stability and your security around you again. I feel that some of you have been through a really difficult time in love, and during the next 6 months it's a brilliant time just to recover and recharge your batteries and feel good about yourself. Really get that, you know, it's all very well and good to look good on the outside, but what about the inside? What's going on there? And I feel that that would be something that is just as important for you to work on, Gemini, as anything else. And we've got the Empress card here, which says self-development, growth within oneself. Nurturing, nourishing oneself from the inside in order to, you know, grow to be so much more on the out. and we've got the Sun card. Whenever you get the Sun card, it's something really positive. Besides the pregnancy thing I was seeing, I feel the Sun card says that this is a really positive thing. For some of you guys, Gemini, if you are a male, I do see a female coming in. She could either be a water sign, Queen of Cups, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancerian, or she's this lady, the Empress. Either way, very beautiful female I do see coming in. And I do feel with the Star card, she's going to really stand out to you as well. So I do feel, and for some of you guys, you might meet this individual on holiday. We've got to have a Sun card, and it can also represent a very sunny, hot destination. So I do feel, Gemini, there is the possibility of meeting a very, especially, well, male, female, depends on what your sexual orientation is. There is a very big chance, and even a male can be an Empress as well. It's just a beautiful, really attractive male, okay? So a male can be an Empress too. I am seeing, and the Queen of Cups can be a male too. All right, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancerian. So even though we do see a Queen of Cups here, I cannot forget also that within the tarot, especially general readings, Queens and Kings can be either male or female. So for some of you guys, yes, I do see, yeah, I do feel that there could be some relationships in the offering, especially, and the Star can often mean something that is far away, like a far away place, far away distance. And the Sun card can mean a very hot climate, for example, a foreign climate, okay? So somewhere that's really hot or has really hot temperatures during the summer. Or if you're travelling to another location in your country, and the country that you're watching me from, it could be that you travel to a location that's really, really warm. I do feel that you're going to be, we've got court cards, and we've also, your major arcana can represent individuals as well. So I do feel that some of you guys are going to be meeting someone. It can be a water sign, or it's this lady, the Empress, okay? There's great love here as well with this Empress. She does represent Venus, the planet of love. It's absolutely stunning, stunning reading. And I feel that the Sun says it's going to be this summer. So potentially for some of you guys, you are meeting someone far away place. This person does seem to stand out as well, the Star. You will see them as the Star. You'll see them as somebody that really stands out to you. Now, for some of you guys, it could be that you see this person as really standing out. And it could be with this Four of Swords that maybe you need to think something over about that person. Maybe this is to do with shyness, because the Four of Pentacles can be holding back because you're afraid to come out of a comfort zone. So for some of you guys, it might simply be a case of that you hold back. There's a lot of thinking about this individual, because you might be really shy around them. But I do feel that this relationship will bloom, because we have the Empress card, and the Empress is all about something that blooms, something that starts to develop, and it starts to bloom and open wide. So I do feel for some of you guys there could be love coming in as well. But I feel that what I'm saying to you is this, I'm saying it twofold really. If you find yourself single over the next 6 months, Gemini, don't take it as anything, okay? Just work with the energies, because you're going to be single for a reason. And that is so you can heal and recover from anything else in your past. Okay? So that you can emerge bigger, better, brighter and happier. If you do happen to meet someone, it could be a water sign individual. Okay? Or it could be this lady here, the Empress. You could meet this person on holiday. I'm feeling it's more than likely going to be a water sign individual. Scorpio, Pisces, Cancerian. Okay? You might be a little bit shy around this person because they might stick out quite a bit. The Star always, besides being a very positive card, besides being a card of clarity, this card also represents somebody who's very, very attractive as well, very beautiful, and they also stand out. It can be a man or a woman, okay? And I feel that you're going to be shy, because the Four of Pentacles can be a card about being quite shy or holding back, being fearful of letting go, and the Four of Swords is a card of needing time to think. Sometimes it means that you are taking a pause, or you're really thinking about someone. But I feel that there will be absolute growth in this individual over the summertime, in this relationship with someone that you happen to meet. Okay, and I feel that it has a very positive connotation with it, because we have this Empress and then we've got that Sun card. You know, I have seen pregnancy, yes, but this is not what the reading is about. It's about your love life coming in. I do feel there's somebody coming in for some of you guys, but if there isn't, take it as a route to grow and develop your own sense of self-worth and develop your own sense of confidence. And the final reading, Gemini, for the months between July and December 2016. Well, we have Justice here. And Justice card means completion, usually, of a situation. When you have Justice, you've made your mind up, there's a decision. So for some of you guys, you will make a decision to move forward on something, because we have the Knight of Wands. Okay. Now, the Knight of Wands can mean, I feel that this will be somebody who, comes in for some of you guys, especially if you're single. This is a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries individual, potentially, all right? I feel it will not have been an easy decision to allow this person in, but Justice means to make a decision, because you have to make a balanced decision based on the evidence, because the Justice card is often related to legalities. Okay, so when Justice comes in, especially when it's in your hands and you're needing to make a decision, what this card is really saying is that you need to weigh up all the different components of the issue and then make a decision, okay? And I feel that you make a decision to move on a relationship in the next 6 months, because the Knight of Wands can be an individual that you decide to move with, or it can be a case of that you're deciding to move in the direction of a relationship, okay, after having made this big decision. There is a big decision you're going to have to make in terms of love, I feel, because we've got Justice card coming up here. And it's around something to do with a move, whether that's allowing somebody to move into your life, the fire sign, male or female, or it's just moving forward with something in your life. This is what I feel is going to happen. We also have another moving card, the Six of Swords. And when you get the Six of Swords, it can literally be a card about travel, basically. So for some of you guys, it could be after a divorce even with that Justice card, because sometimes the Justice card can represent in terms of love, divorce, especially when you get it with other cards that signify, or something like the Ace of Swords, for example, that can indicate a potential divorce, or maybe a legal card like the King of Swords or the Queen of Swords. It can indicate some form of legal proceedings that are happening. But I do feel that there is, with Justice, it's not severance, but it's completion of something. You need another card that indicates what it's about. Okay, so Justice is based on the premise of legalities, because it's a legal card. Okay, but in terms of what its basic meaning is, it means rewards, but it also means completion and conclusion as well. Okay, and the completion does seem to be around this move here, the Knight of Wands. So some of you guys might be choosing to move on from a relationship. You might be choosing to allow somebody in. But what's interesting is that we do have the Six of Swords here. And this can be another moving on card, moving away from something. But what's interesting is that the Six of Swords faces the Tower. So it's almost like you face a revelation. You're going into the heart of something and you're facing it head on. You know, it's really funny, as I've said, when you do tarot, it's really good to look at what the cards are saying to you. And I feel that even though I've seen love coming in, definitely for some of you guys, I've seen some of you guys will need the next 6 months to kind of recover and build your strength up. I do get the feeling with this reading that this is more about that you're moving away from something in the next 6 months. Okay? And really kind of doing it for yourself, if that makes any sense. Because we have Justice, which is, there's a conclusion to something here with you guys. Could be a divorce. The Knight of Wands suggests, I'm moving away from something here. You could be making a decision on a person. But we have so many move cards, that this just makes me think it's more than likely to do with moving away. The literal ending of a relationship for some of you guys, okay? Especially if you've been going through a really turbulent time and things are kind of hanging in the balance. I do feel that If you've been waiting for, say for example, divorce proceedings to end, then I feel the Justice card says that this will come about in the next 6 months, and it's going to allow you to move on with that Knight of Wands, because the Knight of Wands often represents a change in direction. The Six of Swords says, though, with a heavy heart and difficulty, you're going to try and get through it. Yes, the Tower card means expulsion. You're moving towards a revelation, maybe about yourself. Maybe you didn't know how strong you were. But again, the Tower is a moving card, because when you get cards like the Knight of Wands, the Tower, Six of Swords, they're always about a shake-up, whether it's mentally or whatever it is. But there seems to be a shake-up happening in your relationships for some of you guys in the next 6 months. And I feel that this is more marriage in some of your marriages. And please don't misunderstand if I say this. I don't mean, oh my God, you're happy in your relationship, it's all going to end. No, I don't mean that. If you're happy in your relationship, you're happy in your flaming relationship. So don't get out of your pram and start saying, oh my God, Carol's universe said my relationship's going to end, but I thought we were happy. No, that's not what I mean. I mean that if your relationship is going through shit now, and you're kind of at that point, or if you're going through, you know, you're putting divorce proceedings into action now, this is what I mean. I feel that things are there's going to be something that completes for you with the Justice card, and it's going to allow you to move with the Knight of Wands, and I can see the progression here. Knight of Wands, moving, Six of Swords, get on the boat, the plane, the car, whatever mode of transport. The Tower, it's a shake-up. I'm seeing a shake-up in some of your romantic lives, especially if you're married, Gemini, in the next 6 months. And then we've got the Magician. Well, the Magician represents its new power. It's the power to start rebuilding your life, because it's an ace. It represents the aces, the Magician does. It's number 1, so it means starting all over again. But it's also saying I have the intention to start creating something amazing with my life. And then we've got the Three of Wands showing up as the final card, which says I'm looking to the future and now, not the past. When you get the Three of Wands, it can mean longing in a love relationship, but it wouldn't pan out like that for me. For me, the Three of Wands can mean 3 people in a relationship. It can be longing for someone to come back for you, but it also, because I'm looking at the flow of the cards, I feel that this is for some of you guys moving forward, looking forward and leaving the past behind. We'll quickly go over this, this reading again, Gemini, with you. So, some of you guys, 3 different readings, okay? So get it straight. 3 different readings, all right? And I do 3 different readings because some things might apply to one person and some things might not apply to others, okay? So it's 3 different readings, okay? Please, people have been writing back to me and said, oh my God, you said marriage, but then you said divorce. It's like 3 different readings, okay? First reading. Yes, some of you guys are in, and I don't believe that this is a marriage situation here. It might be, but there is definitely a restrictive, very frustrating relationship that some of you guys might be going through right now and into July, because we've got the Eight of Swords showing with that Five of Wands. I always tally up the cards. I always look at what the keywords are and I put them together, and I look at the pictures. I'm a tarot interactionist. This situation here with the Five of Wands is causing this here. Okay, so it's not allowing you to breathe. I'm sensing for some of you guys, you can't breathe. You're not breathing in a relationship. But you're going to be overcoming this because we've got the Five of Swords. And to me, this means that there is a separation for some of you guys. But it's one that you definitely want, because it sees you being independent and being able to toy with options. Now, one of those options might be the Page of Swords. Page of Swords will probably be a little bit younger than you. Very intelligent, very inquisitive as an individual, very bright, might be a student as well. Okay, but I feel that after spending so much time in a relationship where you have felt restrictive, you come out feeling absolutely wonderful and free. You look at these energies, look at them. We've got Eight of Swords, Five of Wands at the top of the reading, and then we've got the Three of Cups at the bottom. 2 different energies all together. 2 of these cards mean restriction. 1 of them means freedom. I feel over the next 6 months you're going to be getting back into your freedom. There could be a younger lover on the horizon. If that's not the case, I feel that this Page of Swords is more going out there and making your mark, because it's the card of I need to initiate something now based on my fresh approach to life, which is what your Page of Swords often represents. So definitely I feel new relationships coming in for you guys who might have felt a little bit repressed in a relationship, held back, restricted, difficulty. There may have been some difficult words in a relationship. If you're not looking to separate because of this situation, I do feel that you'll work it out, because even though we've got the Five of Swords here, which suggests conflict, fighting between couples, could be some angry words with that Page of Swords, we do see that if you, some of you guys, you might go on holiday. Nine of Pentacles can be a holiday card. And there might be a reunion and happiness found again whilst you're doing that. So there's two different things really. For some of you guys, you'll get rid, and there'll be somebody new that comes along, and you'll have some fun with that individual. I do believe that individual might be younger. For some of you, you'll work your problems out, I feel, while away on holiday, and you'll come together again. Second story is the Star. There's lots of healing going on with some of you Geminis over the next 6 months, and the Queen of Cups. Both cards, the synergy with these cards are healing, recovery, feeling better. Usually this is healing after sickness, okay, for both cards. But I'm a Queen of Cups, definitely. And often when I'm feeling down and I've been ill or something like that, I'll often turn up as her, because I need to go inward to heal myself, to feel better. She's a card about finding solutions, understanding a problem. This is why she's a really good counsellor and tarot reader, because she's able to empathise and sympathise with others, put herself in other people's shoes. So I feel that with this Queen of Cups, for some of you guys, you're going to be understanding a reason for why maybe some one of your relationships didn't work out, and there's going to be healing through that, because we do see you going through a time of recovery with that Four of Swords. And we also see with the Four of Pentacles, there's a time to start rebuilding your stability and security as an individual. I believe that this will lead to personal growth with that Empress card, and real long-term happiness with the Sun. For some of you guys with this Empress and the Sun, I'm seeing birth happening here. Could be a baby boy potentially. I also see with this layout on the second one, the Star could be somebody that you meet, okay, somebody that stands out. It might be a Scorpio, Pisces, Cancerian individual. This could also potentially be somebody who is highly intuitive, somebody who might be a healer themselves, somebody who might even be quite psychic. So it could be a tarot reader that you meet, for example, or somebody who deals within the spiritual arts, if that makes any sense. You might be a little bit introspective and nervous around this person. It could be even your bloody counsellor. If you go to counselling, you might meet your counsellor. You might meet someone who's your counsellor. Who knows? You might be a little bit shy around this person. You might even want to tell this person your problems, because the Four of Swords means to meditate. Often reminds me of somebody who's lying on a doctor's couch, spewing out their thoughts and their sadness and everything. So it might be somebody that you're speaking to, and you're getting some healing from them, all right? Now with the Four of Pentacles, you might be shy to come out of that comfort zone, but don't worry about it, because this relationship has real potential, because we see the Empress. It has definite potential for growth. And again, with the Sun card, long-lasting happiness. So yeah, very, very interesting. Some of you guys, it's going to be a time of absolute recovery, and some of you guys, it will be literally that you meet someone who does stand out to you. They could be Scorpio, Pisces, Cancerian, doesn't have to be, but it can be somebody who's highly intuitive, very psychic, very, very spiritual. It might even be somebody who's going to be giving you a lot of help, because you might be talking about your problems with this Four of Swords card to them. You might want to hold it back a bit with the Four of Pentacles, but ultimately this might be somebody who you're able to build some security with. And it leads to a lot of growth and happiness. The final cards I'm seeing, Gemini, for your love in between July and December 2016. Yeah, I do feel there'll be a conclusion to a relationship. We've got Justice. And I feel that this will allow you to move on with the Knight of Wands energy. I do feel that it will be a slow process, the Six of Swords energy. There might even be a literal move with that and the Knight of Wands card showing up. It's going to be a major shake-up in your life, okay? There might be some tears, there might be some difficulty, but it will end up really good in the end, because the Magician said this is now a powerful new beginning for you. Okay, you are going to be feeling far more positive, because you're going to be trying to make things happen. And in order to do that, you're going to be branching out, looking forward, looking to cast your net wider, to meet different people from far off places. Brilliant, brilliant reading, Gemini. Brilliant. One of the best readings I've done for love in terms of this over the next 6 months. I wish you guys all well, and I will be back with your July general reading. I'm recording that today. Oh my God, I'm so up against it, but I'm trying to get everything done today because I've got lots of other things to focus on as well. So yeah, be back with your Gemini reading very, very soon. It should be up by Thursday, Friday time. Okay? See you guys then. Take care.